Hey everybody, this is Robert. I just wanted to share with you a quick passage I was reading from Marcus Aurelius's Meditations. For a quick overview of the book, Meditations is a book that Marcus Aurelius wrote, where he was just simply writing to himself and meditating on the different qualities of life. It's kind of like a notebook or a journal in a lot of ways, but it ended up being published and ended up becoming a huge pillar in the Stoic philosophy. Anyways, I'm going to read this section to you now. No one could ever accuse you of being quick-witted. All right, but there are plenty of other things you can't claim you haven't gotten in you. Practice the virtues you can show: honesty, gravity, endurance, austerity, resignation, abstinence, patience, sincerity, moderation, seriousness, high-mindedness. Don't you see how much you have to offer beyond excuses like can't, and yet you still settle for less? Or is it some inborn condition that makes you whiny and grasping and, I don't know how to say this word, obsequious, makes you complain about your body and curry favor and show off and leaves you so turbulent inside? No, you could have broken free a long way back, and then you would have only a little to show. Not so quick on the uptake. And you need to work on that as well. That slowness. Not something to be ignored, let alone to prize. I really like this a lot because, obviously, right? And I say obviously in a way that it's right here in the text. He can't say that he's smart, but then he does recognize that there are virtues that he can display, even regardless of this lack of intelligence, maybe that he perceives in himself. And I think that's really beautiful because I think oftentimes, if you read the book, there's a lot of other sections that are like this, but oftentimes I think we get stuck in this idea of what we don't have rather than really focusing on what we do have. And I think that that's something that's really powerful, specifically about Marcus Aurelius's writing, but also about Stoicism in general. I think it's really beautiful to think that these things like honesty, gravity, I don't know exactly what gravity means, but maybe in this context, maybe just the weight, right? The weight of your actions, maybe. Endurance, austerity, resignation, abstinence, patience. I think patience, right? Honesty was first because I think truthfulness is so important and so valuable. But I think the most, I think the most important here is patience. I think patience, which is weird though, because he says patience here, but then later on he talks about how slow he is, and he says, you need to work on that as well. That slowness, not something to be ignored, let alone prized. There's this really great balance I think Aurelius achieves in his desire. And I think when it comes to us, I think we have to recognize as well, there's a certain kind of patience that comes to things, right? There's certain kind of slowness, I think, when it comes to patience that should be encouraged. But then also, you have to make decisions decisively. I think it's one of the things that Aurelius really captures here in this section. I think also one of the most beautiful parts is when he says, "Don't you see how much you have to offer beyond excuses like can't?" When I read that originally, the reason why I even made this video or I'm making it currently is because it resonated so deeply with me that it almost felt like he was speaking to me. We're reading it in the second person. Don't you see how much you have to offer beyond excuses like can't? And it's almost like because of the fact that I have to say you, it makes me reflect upon myself. And it makes me think about all the times that I've used excuses about things that I can't do or things that I'm unable to achieve because of this or that. And when I look back on all these moments of my life, I think what I really wish for the moments that I maybe wasn't at my best. I really wish that I had given more of an effort and I had focused on the things that I could do rather than the things that I couldn't do. And I think that this is the brilliance of Aurelius and really meditations overall. But I'll be sharing more with you in the future, but Specifically, this one just resonates so much. I love this. Or is it some inborn condition that makes you whiny and grasping, makes you complain about your body and curry favor and show off, and leaves you so turbulent inside? It's crazy to me how Aurelius, I actually don't know the timeline here. I'm pretty sure Aurelius though was after Christ. But it's crazy to me how he recognizes the human's need, the human's desire, the human's need for something larger, right? That's part of the reason why we show off, is because we want favor. We want favor from people around us. And I think in that way, Aurelius really taps into something phenomenal here when he speaks about the turbulence that it leaves inside, because of the fact that we're stretching and reaching for all these different versions of approval. And if I could do animations on it, it'd be like different people. It'd be like friends, family, this, that, right? Like everybody's approval, and we're vying for each one. And yet it leaves us so turbulent inside. It breaks us. It destroys us. And when I read this, I just can't help but think about how, obviously because I'm Christian, but I can't help but think about how God's the only solution to that, right? Like when we lean on God, when we give in, when we rely upon God, right? When God is our main focus, we no longer struggle with this wave of emotions. We have this kind of calmness, this kind of stoicism, which obviously, like I said, Aurelius was a very big proprietor of. I'm practically the creator of stoicism. And when I read this, I find myself just thinking about all these things. And I hope right now, as you're listening to this, as you're watching it, I hope you are as well. I hope you're thinking to yourself, oh man, all these times that I thought about that. And the thing is, I even think about it in terms of like filmmakers, because I'm a filmmaker. And I think about it in terms of filmmakers. And I think of like Christopher Nolan and what he was able to do, and how with Following, his first movie, and what he was able to achieve with that. He was focusing on what he did have, not what he didn't have. Now, he recognized what he didn't have. And there's this great interview that he gives about all the things, all the limitations that he had, and how he worked around all of them. And I think in the same way, like we have to work around all of our limitations, but not just to make a movie. We have to work around these limitations just to move through life in a way that we are allowed to consistently maintain the person that we want to be. We're allowed to maintain the personhood, right? The integrity, the very thing that we want to be. That's how we do it. Right? We focus on the things that we can focus on. And I think that's practice the virtues that you can show. Practice the virtues you can show. Practice those things. And in Aurelius's day, it was honesty, gravity, endurance, austerity, resignation, abstinence, patience, sincerity, moderation, seriousness, high-mindedness. Moderation, discipline comes with moderation, right? Moderation, arguably maybe the most important one right now with the world that we live in. Practicing moderation is so essential that I think Stoicism, for that reason, has really been making a big splash. And I've been seeing a lot of videos on Stoicism as well. And that's actually what got me to get this book, was this really great video on Marcus Aurelius. And I think in that same way that he's saying moderation, I think we have to focus on moderation in our day as well. Specifically, he was referencing the hedonistic movement, which he mentions in the book, later on in the book, I believe, but of his day and time. And we live in an era, we live in a world currently, a time where the hedonistic movement, it doesn't quite have that name right now, but it certainly is, where it's all about your pleasure right now. It's all about satisfying pleasures or your needs or your desires immediately, right? Like that. Like if I want food right now, I can get it. If I want this, I can get it. If I want that, I can get it. And I think having moderation, having that discipline to continue to grow, to take the time to grow the way that you want to grow, right? Like it's similar to whenever you have a plant, like if you have a tree, you put braces around it. And I think in the same way, we have to do that with our mindset. We have to do that with our habits. We have to put the braces around ourselves. We have to have these things until finally, the tree grows large enough and now there's no more braces around it, because the tree can grow on its own. I think in the same way, we have to cultivate those habits in our life. I think we have to cultivate those important qualities that we want to have. We can't just say, okay, laissez-faire, we're going to go hands off on this. We have to actually dive deep into the things that we want to do, and we have to intentionally do them each and every day. There's actually this line in here I was going to read. It's really small, but it was basically like no action wasted. I wonder if I can find it real quick. But it was like no action wasted. Every action will arise from one of your principles. Yeah, no random actions. None not based on underlying principles. No random actions. None not based on underlying principles. That should be our motto in life. No random actions. Only what we genuinely want to do and only what we genuinely want to achieve. Pushing forward in our lives with intentionality in all that we do. Whenever we tell somebody something and whenever we spend time with them, we're intentionally doing it. And I think that's the point of it, is focusing on what you can do, right? It is taking the necessary steps and necessary actions that reflect your principles in any given situation with what you have and what you're able to do. Yeah, and I think that's that's what I wanted to say, I guess. But yeah, man, I got a little carried away there. Just focusing on those things, though. Focusing on the things that you can control in your life and having no wasted action. There's this great line by Robert Bresson, one of my favorite filmmakers. He's kind of an artsy filmmaker, and I don't know if anybody would like his films who's watching these videos, but he says, no beautiful images, only essential images. And I think in that same way, it's like no beautiful actions, only essential actions. Only essential actions. But anyways, I'll leave you with that, and I hope this helped you guys. I hope this encourages you, and I hope this I hope this helps you focus on the things that you can, And I think moving forward, I'll have a lot more videos like this, and I hope they help you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy them. Obviously, dislike and unsubscribe if you want, or subscribe and like. I don't care. I just appreciate you watching this video and viewing it. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I also hope you guys come back to this video again, whenever you guys need it. That would be really great. If you could continually use it to encourage you. That would make me feel very blessed and very honored to have made a video like that for you guys. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great day. Peace.